Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. What is happening in Pakistan? A very prescient editor had predicted a couple of years ago, in fact, I think in 2016, that Nawaz Sharif will be removed in a judicial coup or by the judiciary instigated by the army. And look what happened. He was exactly right. Now, to understand the implications and the ramifications of this and where Pakistan is headed, because they are going for elections this month, let's talk to the expert who predicted this, Professor M.D. Nalapat. Professor Nalapat, welcome to PGurus channel.
Thank you, Sri. It's always a privilege to be on your channel.
So, when you wrote this article in Sunday Guardian in 2016, what was going on through your mind? What was the basis of your prediction, and how does it feel to be so accurate?
Well, Sri, the fact of the matter is that as a private citizen, I have a lot of contacts across the world, and I'm an individual who has so far kept confidences. If someone tells me something in confidence, that person's identity remains confidential. I mean, sometimes people look at some of the pieces and say, well, where are the names? Where are of your sources? I tell them, look, if you don't believe me, don't believe me. I have no problem. You're welcome not to believe me. But I'm going to protect those people who trust me and who believe me with very sensitive information. And I had very sensitive information that the military was planning to go against Nawaz Sharif for a simple reason that Nawaz Sharif was concerned about the way the Pakistan economy was developing. And he knew that the only way for the Pakistan economy to break out of the kind of a trap it's now in was to reduce military spending. And frankly, to reduce the bureaucratic and oppressive hold of the military in several sectors. What happens when an army, a set of generals or a set of colonels, even in many cases, or nowadays even captains, control a particular sector? They use the state machinery indirectly to ensure monopolies. They use it to twist and distort prices. They use it to twist and distort government decisions. And as a consequence, economic growth is slowed down and the economic system goes helter-skelter. Nawaz Sharif is a businessman. He knows that he needs Pakistan to grow at a rate of 9, 10, 11% if Pakistan is to remain a united entity. And for that reason, he wanted to downsize the role of the military, despite the fact that the military was fully supported and unfortunately is fully supported by both the superpowers, China and the United States. That was his crime, an effort to downsize the military. And they said, look, we're not going to dirty your hands. Let the judiciary do it. And frankly, in Pakistan, it's well known that the judiciary is an auxiliary unit of the Pakistan army, just as jihadis are.
Sir, as a percentage of GDP, how much is Pakistan's defense budget? This is just for our viewers.
Well, I'd like to say that, on record, it's under 15%, but in effect, it's about 1/3, frankly. The way in which defense drains the economy is roughly 1/3. And that is why Pakistan is still so poor. And that is why social facilities are still so low in Pakistan. And what is the explanation for this? That India is going to, frankly, attack Pakistan. Now, I was reading today about a book written, I think, by G. Parthasarathi, in which he said that Indira Gandhi could have taken over Peshawar, but Indira Gandhi said, no, I'm not going to take over Peshawar. I am a non-violent Indian. I'm not going to take over Peshawar. So she became very Gandhian and told the army, don't take over Peshawar. Multiple times that has happened in the past. Jawaharlal Nehru said, for heaven's sake, let's not, take over the whole of Kashmir. And I'm sorry to say, to the present era, this is continuing of very frankly, ultra tolerance towards Pakistan. So Pakistan, there is zero threat to the territorial integrity of Pakistan from India, including that part of Kashmir that is held by Pakistan. I would like to say clearly that in my view, I don't believe any Indian government has any appetite for trying to reclaim that 1/3 of Kashmir that Nehru allowed Pakistan, Nehru and Mountbatten allowed Pakistan to keep. So this entire military budget is on the myth of a threat from India. And that myth has got to be kept alive. Now, Nawaz Sharif, being a smart man, does not believe in that myth. Zardari does not believe in that myth. They know it's a myth. They know that India is not interested in Pakistani territory. And for that reason, they are expendable. And what you need to do is to create a mukhota, a dummy. And that dummy today is Imran Khan.
Now, that's an interesting observation, Imran Khan being the face of the army and ISI. I mean, if you remember, there were some, he had laid siege to Prime Minister's, I think, palace or something of that nature, I think around 2016, right? So the indication that he was going to be their chosen nominee was there even then, isn't it?
Well, the fact of the matter is that, even now, I'm not entirely certain that he will be the chosen nominee. They could very well put somebody else and make him the foreign minister. What they believe is that Imran Khan can lull the West into a false sense of belief that the Pakistan army is moderate. And let's face it, I mean, when the generals go to America or they go to the UK or they go to other places, well, many of them drink. Many of them have a very active social life. So from that point of view, they are seen as not jihadi. But as I told you, the ones who do that kind of thing are the ones most likely to be what we can call dark jihadi, like you have a dark web and an unseen web. These are jihadis in disguise who secretly support jihad, but overtly look very modern and very westernized, very liberated. So Imran Khan looks very westernized, looks very liberated, and is actually very westernized and liberated. So they believe that they can keep the West off the Pakistan army's back by presenting the face of Imran Khan. So that is Imran Khan's use as a face, as a liberal face of a jihadi army.
And you believe that he also has the covert backing of the Chinese dispensation?
Well, let me tell you one thing, Sri. In my view, India has to be friendly with both the US and China. I am not one of those people, and there are quite a lot in India who say, oh, let's throw the China card away, because we cannot afford to throw the China card away. China cannot afford to throw the India card away. The United States cannot afford to throw the India card away. We cannot afford to throw the United States card away. We need both. So Chinese are very, very practical people. You'll see in Sri Lanka, for example, I mean, the perception in Sri Lanka is that, certain people in India played a very key role in ensuring that Rajapaksa lost the election. He lost the election. Then what does that mean? It means the people who came, after Rajapaksa should not be friendly to China. Well, today's government is even more friendly to China than Rajapaksa was. They have signed more agreements with China than Rajapaksa did. The Chinese are very, very smart people. Whoever comes to power in Pakistan, let me tell you, if tomorrow it's Sri Iyer, day after tomorrow you'll have the Chinese at your door and trying to make friends with you.
One wish. But, it's a different matter if someone would want to take over the reins of Pakistan. So good luck, Mr. Imran Khan, if you do end up becoming the Prime Minister. Thank you very much, Professor Nalapat. We'll be back with more.
I want to add one thing, Sri, and that is, frankly, the army has made a fatal mistake now. And that fatal mistake is going after an individual and a family and a party which represents Punjabi primacy. The army represents Punjabi dominance. But the Nawaz Sharif's party represents PML, that represents Punjabi primacy. So now you have, for the first time, Punjabi fighting Punjabi. You had Pashtun fighting Pashtun during the time when the Americans turned against the Taliban. It became a Pashtun versus Pashtun split. Now you have a Punjabi versus Punjabi split. And in my view, this is going to hasten the process of disintegration of Pakistan. The army has made a huge mistake in going after Nawaz Sharif, because Nawaz Sharif is very much part of that Punjabi core, that Punjabi heartland that runs Pakistan.
Wow, sage words, and I think Professor Nalapat may turn out to be right after all, and hopefully, we'll know for sure what happens. So, thank you very much, Professor Nalapat. We'll talk again about what happened in Pakistan maybe after the elections.
Certainly.
Okay.